we have more PC dudes, we can bring out the online Monopoly and Uno.
Oh,
Yes.
hate each other.
And
All the
let the
party
friend
games.
tensions rise.
We can do Risk.
We can do this.
No.
We can do
No.
Risk.
No.
But if online, then we can't mess up the rules.
You know what we can always do? Mario Party.
Of course.
We can.
That's true.
Party-
So let's do
Party
Mario
and
Kart
Kart. Yes.
Yes.
and Overcooked.
I didn't know you wanted to
I
lose
love
at Mario Kart.
Overcooked.
Huh? What are you talking about? I don't lose at Mario Kart. Y'all always accuse me of cheating at Mario Kart, which
How
I
does
don't
one
do.
cheat at Mario Kart?
That's
He
thank you,
doesn't.
Sam.
He just does.
Alex.
He's just known. He's a known cheater.
And then of course Smash Tourneys. We can always do Smash Tourneys.
Yes, we can. We have a whole lineup of things that we can play. Whether it be like big old party games where all of us get to play at the same time, or we can do tourneys, and then we also can do little small let's plays with like 2 of us, or whatever, which would be really cool. We'll discuss that later.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of the other big talking points at E3, or at least outside of E3,
Keanu Reeves.
no, was why PlayStation wasn't there.
Yes.
Because
They haven't come out and said why they didn't
it's like the
technically
first
do it.
time in a really long time that they haven't been at E3.
Maybe they were partying so hard that they got hung over, and they're all like,
All of them.
just don't
All
go.
of them.
We're not going.
But see, my whole thing is, I'm in all reality here. I actually think it's because they're planning on coming out with their own conference.
I was
Ooh.
actually wondering something if
I'm
they're
thinking
hiding
that's
something
because
bigger.
I mean, last year they did it at a different location than Microsoft and everybody else. Microsoft, of course, did it at a different location too, but Sony was just like far away from everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they're trying to come out with their own conference.
I
We might
that
see
wouldn't-
later this year.
That wouldn't
but-
surprise me. They've always kind of been like lone wolves,
Yeah.
Yeah.
doing their own.
I think part of it is also that they have something big in store, and that they're waiting for things to finish up and finalize.
I think
Yeah.
that they.
Like say certain agreements with other companies, because I know that there was speculation that they were going to do some crazy big partnerships and stuff
Well,
like that.
Microsoft and Sony are now partners. Like it's
Yeah.
weird.
Oh.
So I mean that could also have something to do with it, where they didn't want to step on each other's toes at the
Right.
conference.
But
That and we're also waiting to hear on PS5 coming out, because you know if a new Xbox is coming out, new PlayStation.
What's right behind?
Mhm.
people were saying on how it's going to end up looking like the old, like first PlayStation, except just all black. And that it'll be like nice and nostalgic and stuff. I think that would be really
I
cool,
love
to be
that.
honest.
Yeah, I do too. Except wireless controllers.
At least I need to use a memory card.
What? Why?
It's built in now.
I mean, there's a lot of speculation, and they just haven't come out with anything yet. So.
Sony just needs to do something really cool.
Well, I
because-
mean, since they came out, when was Spider-Man released? When was that game released? Was that last
been a
year?
while.
Why?
now.
Oh,
Because I mean, the next big game that's coming out for
27,
Sony is The
2018.
Last of Us 2.
Yeah, that's going to be.
That's gonna be a big game.
Which have you guys ever heard of Last of Us games, by the way?
Yeah.
Basically, it's zombie survival, but
More
it's
zombies.
more story based. It's kind of like
It's boring.
It's hardcore.
you
It's
get
It's
so
hardcore
involved with the
boring.
characters.
Tea.
So you know how you had to like scavenge for materials mostly with like say Fallout? It's even harder to where like there's literally everything has been pillaged and you're just grabbing like a couple of bullets every like way, but you only can find in like you're mostly making your own arrows and stuff,
Yeah, it's real boring.
and you are constantly being on the chase from other people as well, like other humans. So it's like literally everyone's out to get you,
Yeah.
and there's a big moral compass thing going on as well.
Mhm.
The gameplay of that is actually really sick. I'll show you guys that here in a little bit after this.
It looks really pretty. It's boring though.
Okay.
How do you guys feel about, or do you know about the Google Stadia?
I have
What
not
is
heard
that?
about that.
Google Stadia is something that's coming out. I'm not 100% sure when, but essentially what you do is it's powered by Google. You buy a controller. Kind of looks like an Xbox controller.
Okay.
And through Google, you purchase games. and they'll immediately play. There's no downloading. There's nothing. It's cloud-based live streaming games.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're doing it with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That was like their test game. So you just buy Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and then you can use this controller to play it on your TV, your laptop, your tablet, or your phone, anywhere, and it'll pick up from any place
Because it's going through Google.
because it's going through Google. So
That to
it's
me
like
seems like the future.
you pay a subscription to it. I know that's where I have the issue, and then you also buy the games. There's supposedly a free version too, but I don't know.
I feel like that's the future of gaming. Is we won't have consoles. It'll just be like game makers, and it'll all be cloud based, and it'll all be subscription based because that's
How you
more
make money.
fruitful than
For them,
yeah
for sure.
than to like
Physical
mass
money.
produce like a physical thing. Yeah.
I'm sure
That's
that's.
the
I feel like that's way more like cost effective for them too. Not to say they don't put a ton of cost into creating games, but the sheer like parts and manufacturing of the consoles, the profit margins on that cannot be very good.
No.
Comparatively.
And it's got to be good for
Yeah.
the gamer too, because all you need is the controller. You can play anywhere.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You can go
And
anywhere.
My whole thing
Then
is that
new
it's,
games are just gonna come to it. You
it's-
don't have to have the new console.
Yeah, it's good in theory, but I don't know how well in practice it's gonna.
It's
be.
kind of like communism.
I feel like the first few iterations of
It's
it are
gonna be
probably going to be
rough.
garbage, but like once it picks up and figures it out, I agree. I think it's probably going to be
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
the future of
But
games.
as of right
Yeah.
now, it's. I don't know. I
Makes
would.
sense.
I'll be optimistic about it. I want it to succeed.
Oh yeah, I wanted to succeed. It's just I'm being pessimistic about it.
I like the concept of being able to take my gaming other places, you know.
That's
Mhm.
what I like
Yeah.
with the Switch.
But that's what I was gonna say. They kind of satisfied that for me with the Switch, where like I can plug it in at
That just
home,
looks like
or
a
I can
Wii U
just take it and go.
Yeah.
That's the
Have you seen the
controller.
Steam controller? Because
Yeah.
that reminds me of the Steam controller. Also.
Yeah. I don't know why
I
people
haven't.
would get Steam controllers.
When
You
you
can
just
just
play on.
When they're playing on their TV.
You literally just plug in
Or
your
you,
Xbox
or you can
One.
play it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
While
you
you're-
can plug in a PlayStation 4 or Xbox controller
Play.
and just
oh.
play.
Yeah, it's all
So
USB.
why just?
So like, I can plug in my PS4 controller right now in this and play whatever game on that.
Does that same concept apply if it's just a TV?
I would think it's because they're like what if they really don't own any other
Controllers.
consoles?
I don't know.
Because then why would you buy like a PlayStation controller if you don't have
That's
a
true.
PlayStation?
Oh, it looks like you have to have a Chromecast.
That is, but it comes with it when you
Yeah.
order it.
Oh,
You can get into the Stadia Founders Edition now by pre-ordering, which comes in the box: the controller, the USB adapter cable, power adapter, and a Google Chromecast Ultra.
Oh, okay. I remember the thing about this where I was like, well, wasn't it like if you're part of the Founders Club, you get to like pick your username? Like
Yes.
there's not really usernames
There's
yet.
no usernames associated with this yet, so you get first choice at
Dibs.
any
Whoa.
username.
Yeah, and when I read that, I was like, that.
That's scary because
Bill Cosby.
what if someone goes in and is like, my name's PewDiePie
Yeah.
because I bought this first.
Yeah. That's what a lot of streamers have problems with. Like, say, there's a big streamer for World of Warcraft. His name's Asmongold.
Mm-hmm.
Someone did that to him to where when they came out with the beta for Classic WoW, or no, this happened to Soda Poppin'. They came out with the beta for Classic WoW because that's the big thing is they're gonna come out with like original vanilla Classic WoW and re-emerge that back out into the public, and it'll be just the base game.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people have been wanting to do. But the second, because there's only him and a couple other people who got it, and then someone stole Soda Poppin's name, and this is the guy that has like over like 20,000 people watching him daily. They stole his World of Warcraft name, which is what made him.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
So that's like a big thing. And then the guy was like, "Yeah, I'll trade it for you for like a certain amount of gold."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, yeah. So
So that's the thing I am weary about with it,
Well, because now all streamers have to get it, right? Or they risk their username being
essentially.
taken away.
yeah.
And I feel like for larger creators, it probably isn't an issue. Like, I'm sure they could just dispute it. But for like
Just do
Nah.
like mid-size or like smaller ones, it's like, well, what the heck? Like someone stole. Like I don't have a huge following, but I have enough of one to where my username matters.
I don't think big screamers can actually dispute that stuff. They can't. If a player decides to choose it, they choose it.
You'd have to buy it off of them
Yeah.
at that rate.
Yeah, it just depends on that stuff. But then at the same time, like the game corporations could actually get them in trouble for doing that because they're not supposed to actually do offline transactions about things like that. There's a lot of terms and service stuff that they're all like, well, anything involving the game, you can do through us and through our services. So there's a lot of stipulation with that stuff. But like even for me, when I was like revisiting one of my older games and I wanted to just change my name to my new tag Spuddles, for some reason there's no Spuddles. And I was like, I already have a super unique name. How in the world does someone else in freaking Europe have this name? Explain that to me.
It's you from the future. Just kidding.
It's like that Will Smith movie.
Yeah. What is that called?
Gemini Man.
Yeah.
That looks interesting.
Wait, is it Gemini or Gemini?
Gemini.
GIF or GIF? Who knows? It's
GIF.
GIF.
It's GIF. It's
GIF is a peanut butter.
Also, I don't know if I said it, but the Founders Edition is $130.
Yeah.
Just flat, or is that the subscription
That's
price?
flat
That's
without the
flat.
subscription.
I don't
But then it will be a subscription on top of that.
Yeah, but they haven't come out with those.
Also,
prices
you have to
yet.
buy the games.
Yes.
Yes.
It's
But they're
the
gonna
future
have
game.
discounts on games eventually. It's just
Eventually.
But if you just think of that as like buying a console, then it's the cheapest
That's
console.
what I was just
That's
It's
thinking.
$130, and then just a subscription, which you would buy for online anyways,
What I'm
plus
wor-
games.
I'm worried about like processing power because it's like I don't know how much this thing can actually run.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if this can run multiple full games.
it runs Odyssey real well apparently.
Right.
So.
I
But
mean, if it's
it
already
might-
running off the Google, like their processing servers, if it's already using their process, Google has like umpteen million processing servers.
Right.
So I feel like they have the support network for it.
But at the same time, you have to install these games onto something on yours.
Oh.
You still in order for something to run, it still has to be installed somewhat for you to
It's
own it.
just installed on their servers.
In the cloud.
Mm.
You just you click I'm buying this game and it starts.
Wow.
That's supposedly.
Supposedly.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Mm.
There's no downloads. That's they harp that
Oh.
over and over.
There's a catch to that then. That means it's online only.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning,
You
Yeah.
have to be connected to the
You have
and
to
you have to
internet.
have good connection,
Mhm.
or else
Yeah.
you get no game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. There's the catch.
So, say you're on a road trip, nothing.
Nothing. No.
Unless you stop by like McDonald's Wi-Fi to play your game.
Which is gonna play at about 2 frames an hour.
So this might kill your data for your house or something like that as well.
Maybe
Oh
That-
yeah.
taking those things into account. Yeah.
You could hardwire your computer.
Yeah, just no longer have a wireless remote control. Just have an Ethernet cable that goes in and out of it.
Hi McDonald's. I'd like to. Can I hook this baby up?
Can you
Sorry, I
imagine-
don't know what you're talking about. Our ice cream machines don't work.
Imagine McDonald's employee like cleaning up or something at like I don't know like 2 a.m. whatever, and then he sees the outlet and he sees the Ethernet cable that runs all the way outside into the parking lot into this inconspicuous car, and then he peeks in there and the dude's like sitting there just like playing out of shit. It's amazing.
You have like
Future.
4 different adapter cords so you could plug it straight into your phone.
It's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
I did see something on how that they're using your phone as a screen for that stuff now. To where was it that I saw?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the big thing is that you can play it on any device and the save will cross
Yeah.
over.
So imagine a normal controller like this, and there's like a little holder thing, and then you can have your phone like this, and you play it off like
Mm.
that.
I think that'd be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I
But-
mean, like not all games would be good in that way, but
Yeah. My little S7
I
had
definitely
to be a
wouldn't be
pain
playing
in
an
the ass.
Assassin's Creed game on that.
the curved edges of my phone would be annoying.
You could play online Uno for sure.
Can you imagine the intensity of playing online Uno with like a game controller?
I'd be afraid I'd just chuck it on the ground.
Oh my god.
Actually, I think a lot of people use for the Uno Monopoly games and stuff like that, they use controller because it's just simplified controls.
Oh, yeah,
It's so much better than, for some reason, mouse and keyboard when I play
I
it.
thought you were gonna say
Well, you also-
than real life Uno. I was like, I don't know how it could be easier.
I guess with theoretically, if you were playing with a controller too, you don't have to be like up on your computer. You could like sit back if you had a controller.
That's
like,
fair.
Just like ease of life.
Yeah.
You could balance
I'll
your
throw it up
controller.
on here and I can be way over there, laying on my bed, just like, oh, it's my turn. Uno, bitches. Oh, I didn't hit Uno. Fuck. Was there any other, like, panels?
No, that was about
really.
it. There was a PC panel, but I didn't
I
really pay
didn't
attention to
watch
that.
Steam!
Yeah. What
We
else
have
are you gonna
games.
say?
New hardware.
Lord Gaben is coming out with new stuff. But yeah. Is there anything else that we want to talk about for E3?
No.
Not it.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3. I have not played any of the Baldur's Gate, so I don't
Me
even
neither,
know if I
but
know what they are.
It looks so cool. It's a D&D game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So it happens in Waterdeep. So like you know our
That's
whole
where we
thing.
are, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, in
Baldur's
his
Gate.
campaign.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate is the city. And I don't even know that, like, this was part of the trailer.
Yeah, you
like,
could be like a Cthulhu or whatever.
No, that's what people are getting turned into, I think.
That
Yeah.
looks like
Oh.
a suit of armor from here. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be honest.
We'll
You
show
just
you
got
after.
tentacles for your face.
Enhance. Enhance.
Oh.
So that'd be interesting to try to play.
Isn't okay? So it's called Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's
Gate.
Gate 3.
Isn't Baldur's Gate an expansion on House of Betrayal on the Hill?
I don't think
I don't think so.
I thought it was Baldur's. There's like a Gate expansion.
It could be.
I thought
I'll
Watergate.
look it up. Please hold. Carry
Okay.
on.
That's an interesting thing. I've heard of Baldur's Gate, but I've never actually played it. Alex, have you?
I've not. No.
Oh.
I'd be willing to try it if
Yeah, there
everyone's
is.
into it,
Avalon
but-
Hill, not Betrayal on Hill.
Avalon Hillgate?
Yeah, it's called Avalon Hill Betrayal
Baldur's Gate.
at Baldur's Gate.
Yeah,
It's
similar.
not. It's
I
not
played
Betrayal
it. I
on-
played. I just couldn't remember if that was the name, but I played it, and I don't know. It wasn't like directly same franchise, but it's the operations
Yeah.
are the exact same.
So is that going to wrap it up for E3 then?
I think
I think so.
Okay, then, so plans for next stream. So we're going to think of another theme for next week's stream. We're going to try and do a stream next week as long as we have a decent number. Actually, we only need like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
But in between then, we're going to try and post more content on our Instagram, our YouTube, which I'm going to show this podcast probably in 2 or 3 parts and post that on YouTube. What else do we need?
Twitter, Facebook.
Twitter and
Follow
Facebook.
us.
Follow us on those.
Facebook.com/.
Talking SWBZ. If you liked or subscribed to any of us, you are officially a SWIB or a SWAB or a
Swoop.
SWAB or a SWOOBS.
Or Swoobies.
Pick your vowel.
Subai. And that we are going to try and implement our Dungeons and Dragons campaigns that are on Saturdays. We're gonna do those. We're gonna try to do those on Saturdays, and then we'll do a normal podcast on Sundays. They'll probably be Saturday night though, and then depending.
Eastern Standard Time.
I
Eastern.
mean, college football's the thing, dude.
Yes, things may change. Who knows? We might even do them Sunday nights, depending on the
I'd be
situation.
fine with that too.
But we'll talk about our availabilities for that. We are going to try and do some Let's Plays, whether it be old school games, new games, co-ops, party games. We're going to figure that stuff out. I just ordered some new parts. So we'll have more camera angles. We'll have not a mess of wires behind me that you guys can't see at the moment, and a lot more fun stuff. So is there anything else anybody wants to talk about or maybe want to do
Sam had
for
a
the stream?
question.
I came posed with a question for you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you can take a minute to think about it.
All right.
But my question is, if you could only play one game on any system, console, device, whatever, for the rest of your life.
But only that game.
Only that game ever. No more DLCs, no more anything. It does not change. It's the current status of that game for the rest of your life. What would it be?
Is that a series or just the singular
The
game?
singular game.
Oof.
While you guys are thinking, I will start posing my thought process on when I
Okay.
was going through this.
Alright.
So my initial reaction was to say Mario Kart, because I feel like I could play Mario Kart forever. I don't think I ever get bored of Mario Kart. However, I think I might pick Minecraft, because I don't think I could ever get bored of Minecraft.
Yeah.
Ever, 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 ever.
Well, that's what that was my thought process. Like, I was trying to think, like, what has too many games have finite content. So if you played it forever, you're going to get bored of anything eventually. But Minecraft is one of those, you have unlimited everything.
Do whatever.
I feel like, I'm going more down the same road just because it's a sandbox, and that means that you can endlessly create things or challenge yourself in a certain way. And you can always, like, in a way, like, impress others with your creations, whether if it's some sort of elaborate, like, track or something like that, or mansion, or your own, like, water temple from another game that you've never allowed to play again. But I feel like that might be another, I think it's Minecraft, like, for me as well, or some other sandbox game that I'm not thinking of at the moment.
I'm struggling.
See, I have an idea, but it could just be my childhood brain working. Because I don't really remember how long the game was. I just feel like I never beat it, so it felt like the longest game ever. But Mario 64. Because I could never beat it. I know that there's finite content. That was a big game for that little console, and I felt like the possibilities were endless with those worlds. So like you could literally just keep on going to a different world if you didn't like it, and then go through the paintings and stuff. So I probably would have played that, because I never got bored with that one.
150 stars total, I think.
I believe so.
Yes. 151, like Pokemon.
Okay, here's my thing. I'm struggling because, honestly, there's 3 games that I play consistently all the time already that I never get bored of.
Yes.
Those are Sims 4 with my expansion packs. So, base game, I definitely would not pick just Sims. And then there is Mario 3D World, which I have played so many times. I have been playing Mario 3D World for years. I have beaten the entire game. This is one of like 2 games where I've beaten the entire thing. So there's that. And then there's Skyrim, which I also never really get tired of. And of those 3, because you can play multiplayer, it's gotta be Mario 3D World. It's my favorite game. It is finite content for sure, but it doesn't matter. I just don't get bored of it because I always play with other people.
Ben, you got one?
I think I would have to pick Mass Effect 2.
Specifically 2 and not 1 or 3, or Andromeda.
Correct. Because 1 is... it's a really old game. And I'm not fond of the shooting mechanics in it when it comes down to it. 2, you have the largest squad, so you can play it with any different combination of people, giving you multiple playthroughs of different dialogue that you can hear. There's different romance options. There's for both genders, like it's,
you hear that, Bailey? He wants options.
Just saying. It's part of the
progressive game.
Yes.
And I wouldn't pick 3 because it depends so much on the first 2, and I wouldn't want to be stuck with whatever 2 playthrough.
We're not even going to mention Andromeda. That's fine.
Andromeda's a good game.
It's okay. I got to be a stealth flame trooper, which was awesome.
Yeah.
I ran around and threw people on fire. I'm actually going to change my answer, and I'm going to semi-cheat. I am going to say the Master Chief Collection. It's technically 1 game.
Is that saying like the Handsome Jack collection for Borderlands, which is technically 3 games?
Yes.
You can't say that. It's separate games. My question, my rules.
One disc, Nick.
That
Okay.
is one disc.
It is one disc.
Originally. It was
Um,
originally.
then I would specifically say the first Halo, the Master Chief Collection, because then I would have access to Forge World too.
Yeah, you have
Okay.
the.
So that way I can make the toilet bowl and everyone falls in the toilet bowl and dies and stuff like that.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I think in that case, that way I can actually be really, really good at speedrunning the game
There you go.
and work my ways up in that with legendary all skulls on and all that good stuff.
Alex, do you say that you would do Minecraft as well?
I'd actually probably do Smash Bros. Because
Yeah.
there's so many
That's a good
DLC
one.
characters, they don't need more DLC. Like they're fun like that. As soon as they add in Banjo, we're good.
Yeah.
He's like,
give me Banjo, I'll learn him.
I'll wait until then.
And then you can just stop at that. And then there's just way too many characters to learn and get good at.
The sacrifice for having Banjo would be like losing Ike forever.
No, Banjo's not worth that. He doesn't need to make that trade.
There you go.
Yeah. Smash Bros is another one where it's like, yeah, you play with other people.
That's true.
it's
Makes it
always
way more
different.
fun.
Always, yeah.
Beat the shit out of your friends. Or to be really, really good at Monopoly, just be all like, I am not as successful in this in real life.
The game I would pick, Scrabble for sure.
Why would you pick that as your video game? You could just play it live forever.
There is another question that we could ask. So, we talked a lot about Nintendo today, right?
Yes.
So, if you had to choose like one franchise, sorry, like
Bailey already.
franchise out of like the Smash characters,
Oh, okay.
Oh, I still
what
know.
franchise would be?
I know
your
what
favorite?
question you thought he was
Oh, your
asking.
favorite.
It's like,
Your
You
favorite.
know,
Why
like-
I would not say
Play as?
anything but
like
Nintendo.
just
Yeah.
like favorite franchise, because all of those characters came from different games.
Right.
So, what game out of all of those Smash characters is your favorite like franchise of games?
I'm stuck between two.
I know what mine is. I know what Bailey's is
Wii
because
Fit. I'm kidding.
So it's like, I just really liked Wii Fit.
Wii Fit
Look
Trainer
this
is
up.
great. You can't really see them on the screen.
I know people get mad about there being so many Fire Emblem characters in the game, but it's a really good series. So I gotta go with
I
that.
haven't played any of the Fire Emblem series, so I need to
Really?
venture into that. Maybe that'll be a Let's Play, and I'll watch
That could be.
Alex play.
I just care about the Ike series. There's two games from the Ike series.
Which are
Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn.
that's a lot of
A lot of Radiance. Two of my favorite games.
Yeah.
Okay.
My answer's Mario.
I think mine's Mario too.
Mm-hmm.
Mario as well.
I would probably pick Mario.
and I'd pick Star Fox.
Okay, I was like, Will, are you
You're gonna
also
say
going to be a
Sonic.
basic
Star
bitch
Fox
and pick
is
Dude,
Mario?
the original
So
Star Fox was
fun.
so fun.
I'm stuck between the Zelda series and the Metroid series.
Zelda's my second choice for sure.
Mhm.
Zelda's my first choice. I changed my mind.
Peer pressure.
Because I like the Metroid characters a lot, especially now Ridley. But I've always liked Samus and Dark Samus. They were always really cool characters to play as.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of the actual Metroid games, they're so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
You run around, and shoot stuff, and do puzzles, and turn into a little ball, and then blow up, and all sorts of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I thought you were gonna ask what like console company would you
Oh.
pick?
And you could only pick one console
question.
company.
PC.
That's
No,
not a company.
I would definitely pick
Technically
Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
I pick Nintendo.
I picked Nintendo.
Because
I'm
you
a
have, like,
big
you- like,
avid
From
PC, PlayStation, and Xbox.
Okay, so that would mean.
like from Game Boy to now, you know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Okay,
it's just the most wonderful.
that would mean that. Okay, so you'd have to choose between Microsoft, Microsoft,
Sony.
PlayStation, which is Sony, and Nintendo. But the thing is that the other two would never exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You know,
stand
I'd
by my
still
answer.
go with Nintendo.
Yeah, I would still go with
Still
Nintendo.
go with
I'd
Nintendo?
still
Sure.
go with Nintendo.
Yeah.
That's my childhood you're messing with there, buddy.
I still like
That's my adulthood.
GameCube games as an adult. You know,
I just
There's-
started Pikmin last night. I'm already almost done.
I would go.
I still
would
have
go
never
Microsoft.
played through an entire Pikmin game.
It's fun. It's good. It's worth playing through.
Stress.
One is better than two, I think.
Agreed, and 2 is better than 3.
I've never played 3, but I don't have plans to play it.
That's okay. It was on Wii U.
I thought of a really good answer for the other question
Mhm.
about like the one game that you could play and just like never stop.
Mhm.
Do tell.
GTA.
Oh,
Okay.
that would be a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
There's endless content. They keep coming out with content that's free. It's not DLCs either.
At current game as
And
that was the main stipulation of that.
and there's also sandbox for it too, so people add all sorts of courses and stuff for it.
Like even if
Does that count as breaking the rule then?
Yeah, 'cause I was
Is the
gonna say-
sandbox-
Because then
I might
Minecraft
pick
would be
Mario
breaking
Maker.
the rules.
Yeah.
Because you can
That's
go
part of the
visit
game.
other.
Unless you
I'm
wanted to
How would
say.
Minecraft break the rule? I'm making my own world all the time.
Yeah, and technically in GTA you'd be making your own.
Yeah, I didn't disagree with that.
No, I mean.
I just
okay.
said he can't keep downloading new
Oh, patches.
New
Yeah,
patches
yeah,
that,
yeah.
yeah.
current
But-
game as is.
But yeah,
I'll let worlds.
they have their own Forge World and everything like that, where people create all sorts of courses and stuff like that. So there's crazy racetracks where you're flying through the air. It's awesome.
I haven't played Grand Theft Auto in a really long time.
Yeah, same.
We should all do that and shoot each other and take their stuff. Ooh, we have comments.
Whoa.
Says,
Whoa. What the fuck?
It literally just popped
I
up.
am going to try and read your name. It is Sam. Check me on this. Terstrapulus 707.
Nailed it.
Sure.
I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Probably did. And you say, great job. Oh, I love that style. This should have 1 billion views. E3 recap brought to you by SWBZ, Shy Guys, Burgers and Fries. I'm going to design a custom overlay for your stream.
Cool.
Follow the site on my profiles, image, best, PS, Talk Shows Podcast, probably the best or one of the best games of this oversaturated genre. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Mm,
really
thank you.
appreciate that.
And if you do overlay stuff, I would greatly appreciate it. And any things that you should, like questions or contact us, you should totally follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and all that good stuff.
Also, maybe shoot us a message with the proper pronunciation of that name.
Yes. Like
Thank you.
phonetics and everything. Yes. So, oh, my name's Carl. Oh! That's what I read.
We are not hooked on phonics here.
And we also have a Discord, and if you are interested, I can shoot you a link to that, and you can join the Discord. Which I think that's my next project. Is I need to make panels for Twitch, so that way people have links to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Slide into our DMs.
Yes. But yeah, totally follow us and all that good stuff, and we'll see if we get in contact with you. And thanks for stopping by and watching.
Thank you to
Thank
everyone
you.
who has stopped by.
Agreed.
Thank you to everyone in this room for being here.
Thank you to your
And
parents
thank
for
you.
deciding
Thank you.
to.
Thank, thank you, future people who are watching this on YouTube. So we're and maybe even to ourselves. So hello, Sam, in the future.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Just for the comments.
And should we put out a little challenge thing like Will's little rap from before?
I already put that challenge out.
I don't
Mm.
like the previous video, so that way Will can rap the
No,
One
just
Piece
keep
rap.
liking our videos, all of them, so that in summation, when they equal 1,000 likes, that's when
That's
Will
when
has
I
to
did
do
not
the
say
rap.
a single video needed 1,000 likes.
When this
True.
hits, when this hits 10,000 likes, Ben will shave his beard.
No,
No, he won't.
no, he won't. No, he won't.
Thanks, girls.
When we get to 5,000 likes, we get to paint Nick's head.
What color?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't say it was one color.
The only deal is nothing profane.
That's fine.
Okay,
Okay.
fine, whatever.
That's
It's fine.
But all collectively, all at once, we get to paint Nick's head.
It's gonna be a Picasso.
The
We'll
rule
stream
is,
it.
the rule is though it's jawline and up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, only where the skull is.
Yes,
That's
Okay.
that's fair.
That's fine.
That'd be cool. How many? What was the milestone for
I
that?
said 5,000 likes.
Okay, I'm okay
In
with 5,000
summation.
In summation, total.
In summation.
of this video.
Of
Of-
no,
of-
of
no,
any,
of
of
all
all
videos.
videos.
Of all the parts to this episode.
No. Of all videos. Do you know how long it's going to take to get to 5,000? Unless you like and subscribe.
But yeah. Does anybody have anything else they would like to say about the stream? Something they would like to do or be a part of?
I feel like a good way to sort of wrap it up, end it, bring it back into theme is what was talked about at E3 that you're the most excited about.
VR porn. No.
That's
Shouts
already a
out,
thing.
Zach.
That's big new.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, don't explain that.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing for Alex. Will, do you have something?
I gotta think. Give me a second.
Did they actually talk about Mario? Or
I thought you were
Mario?
talking about the VR porn again.
Did they actually talk about Mario Maker at E3?
No.
No, they had a direct before E3.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
I
before.
was gonna say.
But I don't think they talked
You
much
can men-
about
you
it.
can throw Mario Maker.
It is the thing I'm most looking forward to, but
Yeah,
out of the
that
things
counts, yeah.
that they mentioned at E3, I actually am really excited for Animal Crossing.
I've got to say Luigi's Mansion 3.
I'm gonna say, was it Elden Ring? Elder Ring?
Elden
Yes,
Ring.
Elden Ring. I'm gonna go with that one because
That's-
I've always been like the hardcore
Mm-hmm.
completionist stuff, and the
Mhm.
Dark Souls games I've loved so much. Next on my list is Bloodborne, which is ready to be played
Not
That's
Halo.
great.
if it ever comes out. But yeah,
I'm deciding. Ask Will first.
I'm still deciding too.
were you talking about Halo Infinite or Infinity? Is that-
Infinite.
The one,
Infinite?
yeah, the one that's coming with the new whatever.
Scarlet.
Scarlet. I was like, is it Shadow? It starts with an S.
My problem with it is that there's so much unknown, and I have not liked the Halo series ever since 343 Industries have taken over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
I don't agree with the campaign. If there was only 1 through 3, an ODST and Reach, I'll be okay. But 4, 5, and Infinite, I can do without.
Yeah, I think Halo Reach was my favorite of the Halo games.
Yeah. If they come out with Reach on PC, I'm gonna be very happy.
They
Yeah.
should.
Well, they will eventually.
If
You can't get distracted. You have to answer.
I know I'm still.
I know you guys are both thinking. You're like probably the remote, right? The new controller.
Definitely.
I don't know. My whole thing is when I go based off of games, I go based off the ones that I'm more excited about to share with friends.
Yeah.
So, personally, I think that I'm actually super excited for the Mario Sonic Olympic Games.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say Pokemon.
Pokemon's also up there, but I'm still iffy on that one.
'Cause
They've started.
You weren't a big fan of the most recent Pokemon.
I
right?
wasn't a huge
Of
fan
Let's
of
Go?
it.
Sun and Moon.
Or
Of Sun and-
okay.
of
I didn't
Sun
know
and
if you meant
Moon.
the most recent
I mean, they were good games, and I'm a huge Pokemon nerd, but it's, I don't know, it keeps on getting, it goes away from, if you look at the original Kanto Pokemon, they looked like actual animals.
Mhm.
Like, and they're going more towards the cartoony, not so
You mean
Yeah.
functional looking
They
Pokemon.
came out with a comparison of what would happen if they grabbed like the old school like Bulbasaur in them and they made them the same way that they would now, and I did not
It's-
like it.
I mean, when you have a fire starter that looks like it could be a less cartoony version, more anime-esque version of Bugs Bunny, that's where I'm like, not so sure how I feel about it. So
Mm-hmm.
So what would you
So
say?
is your answer?
I would say Mario
Sonic.
Sonic at the Olympic
Mhm.
Games
Okay.
because I can play with y'all and get pissed off at y'all.
Yeah.
Of course.
Sonic Speed. Let's all just stare and be quiet.
This is why I'm torn.
But
Because,
let's just be honest though, I loved a lot of the stuff that came out.
oh, for sure. That goes without being said. I'm so excited for the Sims expansion, but also I don't own Sims yet, so doesn't currently factor in for me. And I'm really inclined to pick one of the Nintendo games because those are the ones like you said that I'm most likely to play with all my friends, and so that's like what makes me most excited. But I think as far as like strictly the game itself, I think it's Borderlands 3. I think is what I'm most excited
Yes,
about.
yeah, I've never played Borderlands. So.
Yeah,
It's a
same.
fun time. It's a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that you guys would like to add to or maybe look forward for the channel?
I think we should sort. I think we should do Harry Potter, Pottermore stuff.
Ooh.
I know that we
like
already
revisit the
found our
quiz stuff?
houses,
Yeah.
but I think we should do it again.
Everyone redo the quiz.
I don't want to lose my dragon now.
Maybe
I
no
mean,
count.
Well, then just
I'll be
answer
game.
correctly.
I did. I think I was the
Ooh,
most
that's
genuine.
another thing. Have you all seen that new Pokemon Go version.
It's already downloaded on my phone.
It's
Ben and
downloaded on
Sam
my
have
phone
downloaded.
too.
Okay.
I
Oh,
downloaded
the
it
Hogwarts
today.
one.
But I haven't gone
It's Wizard
through it
Unite.
yet. Like I don't.
We can review it on our Harry Potter podcast.
Yeah, we
Mhm.
can do it.
Yes, we'll do a Harry
I'll
Potter
try it.
podcast.
That's fine.
Yes. Okay. Is there anything else? So that was cool from
I
Dale.
think doing some Let's Plays would be fun.
Let's Plays would be
Yeah,
really fun.
I agree.
That has always been.
But I do have a comment here for the Let's Plays. We need to have the person who's never played the game be the one that plays it. And then
Ooh,
the
I
person
can
who
understand.
has played it has
You
to
guys,
be the
I
commentator.
played Oregon Trail for the first time a couple months ago, and
Fun.
after I played it, we totally should have streamed it because I was like watching someone play that game for the first
You
time.
died of dysentery.
Yeah, it's like
I'm sure it's
madness.
very aggravating.
Okay, for sure. We used to play Oregon Trail live.
I just realized something, and I'm sure Sam would love this because you talked to me about it before and how you like this game, that or at least you've watched it. That with the right amount of people playing on PC, actually it doesn't need to be the right amount of people. With enough people on PC, we could play Dead by Daylight, which for those who don't know, that's a horror game where one of us is the killer and chases down the others.
It's like Mike back when we used to play Mike Myers.
Yeah, well you can play as Mike
It's pretty
Myers.
Yeah.
You can play as
That sounds fun.
yeah, you can play as
It's
Mike
funny.
Myers, Freddy Krueger,
Oh, God.
and
I really
plays
don't
a
wanna be
clown,
part of
too.
that
You have
stream.
yeah.
Y'all will see the girliest side of me. No offense. Girliest side of me. I will be screaming like a tiny child.
Yeah,
So
so
we're gonna
the
turn Will's mic off.
the idea is the survivors are trying to
I
work
hate
on
that.
generators. When they have enough generators, they open up the door and they escape. But meanwhile, there's a killer that's trying to kill them and hooking them on hooks, so they're like
Oh.
bound and stuff. So that's another fun party game that we can do.
So fun.
And
so fun. So much fun.
yes, we can totally be doing that. And also, I think we should start posting more of our Dungeons and Dragons stuff and our Middle Earth stuff that
Yes.
we're going to be doing. I think we're going to start posting that on Facebook as well.
Check out some posts probably tomorrow.
Yes, because me and Ben and Ian will be there tomorrow.
Wait, where? What?
News to us.
Gigabyte.
Gigabytes.
Yes.
It's okay. I wasn't invited either. I have work.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
need
same,
yeah, same.
but
What the heck?
Scrub deer. But yeah, and then we're probably going to spend maybe some of the day trying to figure out how to paint my miniatures and stuff like that. It's not miniatures. All right. Well, that's going to be it for the E3 episode. Thank you, everyone who's tuned in. For the future YouTube guys, make sure you follow us, and the people who are currently watching. Follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram.
Twitter.
I said Twitter first.
I know.
Discord.
Oh, Discord. I'm going to be posting all those links in the YouTube and also on the Twitch, and all the lines should be talking SWBZ,
Mm-hmm.
which is
They are.
SWBZ.
Yes.
All right.
We got good claim on that.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Start claiming it for the Google.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
get Google Stadia just for that.
All right.